Today I would like to say a few more words about my live setup. I use Geek Performer as a host, as you know. So far the Nord stage is the master keyboard, a huge rack with my RME interface, my wireless microphone and my in-ear monitor. And of course that's always a lot to lug around. The Mac Mini is in there too, which is all good, but it's still always a lot with the rack. Now I have the Roland Fantom back there, which I played on New Year's Eve, actually as a keyboard. I am very satisfied with it. And since it has an audio interface, I've already used it with the MacBook. Used the whole thing as a rehearsal setup, but only output sound, meaning just keyboard sound and click, nothing more. And now I started yesterday to rebuild the whole thing. For that, I'll first show you on the RME interface what I can do. And here you can see the interface. So we have 4 inputs at the front, 2 for microphones, 2 for line jacks. And I go into the first microphone input with the FOH signal for a monitor signal. And if we have stereo, I go in with both. And then I have a stereo in mix from the front. Then we see the additional inputs on the back, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I go into input 5 with my microphone, where the wireless microphone goes directly in. And so I can mix myself directly in the interface or now via Geek Performer. That means I have no problems and can hear myself super well. Input 6, 7, 8, I don't need them at the moment. So I still have some room to, for example, integrate hardware again. Then we see the 6 outputs. I use outputs 1 and 2 to send the main signal, keyboard and backings to the front. Output 3 carries the click, which goes directly to our drummer, not through the FH. I could theoretically do that because all my signals run through a DI box. I could look out again from there. And output 5 in this case is my in-ear signal. That means everything is set with this. 8 input and 6 output interface. I managed very well with that. Now I have recreated the whole thing on the Roland Fantom. And here we take a look for the first time at the image here. And indeed we see inputs 1 and 2 here. So the Fantom only has 2 inputs as opposed to the 8 on the RME. But I don't need more than that. That means I now go into input 1 again with the FOH signal, monitor signal. In, I can then level it nicely here. And to the second one. I go in with my microphone, which is a wired microphone because it's simpler. And I only have 1 wireless microphone, which is in the rack. And so I have both signals. In Geek Performer, it's actually just 1 cable pull more. There, I just go from the 5th input into the further system. And then I simply pull a cable from the 2nd one in. And otherwise, everything stays the same. And I can also leave it like that for my RME setup, except I use stereo monitoring there, which is very, very rare. Then let's take another look at this. The outputs. I go from the main outputs, either from the XLNA here or from the 2 Flinken, as well as from the RME IU. That means I have my normal keyboard signal and the backings available there. Sub-out are then 3 and 4, which I just mentioned. That 3 is the click. And now I just forgot something. 4 is the microphone that goes separately to the front. I'll jump back again. So here from output 4, the microphone goes separately again. That means I'm essentially splitting it, already in the RME. And then I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the second sub out L is then also the 5th output from the RME again. And now I'll just connect the body pack for the in-ear. That means in the Roland Fantom, if I make a proper cable and have a multi-core, I've essentially condensed the entire rack on the Fantom, which I take with me as a keyboard anyway. Plus just a few cables. Fantom would then be my setup for rehearsals or also for smaller things where I play sitting down because I now have more cables attached. And on the large rotating stand, when I'm standing live, I'm glad to have fewer cables. That means I would stick with my case setup there